What's up, guys? Vince Ryder here, and I was trying to. My attempt was actually, I was trying to actually record the drum, the not the drum island, the Alabasta arc, but I forgot to actually put in Chopper's arc, aka Drum Island. So yeah, here we gotta, here we are talking about Drum Island arc. Just give you my quick thoughts if I can remember, because let me tell you, One Piece episodes are long. They're long. Listen, I haven't reviewed One Piece in and I thought the Alabasta arc was gonna be my first review, but I think the last arc before the Drum Island was Little Garden, I believe. It has to be Little Garden. I believe it's Little Garden because pretty much the Cactus Island, aka the island where we first met Vivi, aka Wednesday, pretty much was the arc where we kind of like lead on to this because somebody and listen, I heard some reviews and here and there, the Alabasta arc review, and they pretty much reference all the arcs that Vivi is a part of, and that's leading all the way to the Cactus Island. And here we are, in Drum Island, and pretty much I have to do Drum Island first before I get into the Alabasta arc. And the Alabasta arc is a freaking beast of nature of me to review. So, I'm just gonna record my quick thoughts of Drum Island because I did not record. And listen, when it comes to the One Piece arc, a lot of it is convoluted. There's a lot of variations here and there. If you're a One Piece fan and if you're finding a very authentic review of One Piece where somebody reads all the freaking manga, all the freaking subs, all the stuff and all that, yeah, I'm not your guy. I'm not your. I'm the wrong person. Okay, I don't know who leads you to this video. I don't know if he's your friend or nothing. He's probably not your friend because he leads you to me, like a person that is like little to know about One Piece. But the thing is that I'm not that crazy passionate of reviewing, more so of actually watching One Piece because I love One Piece. I love the music, I love the characters, and everything about it, especially all the arcs that I've been went through, has built up this kind of thing. Because the thing is that honestly, I finished Water 7. I'm just going back to the previous arcs and stuff like that. I finished Water 7. I finished Marineford. You can check those reviews. And I'm still working on Mermaid Island because right now I got to work on that. Let me tell you, these freaking arcs, these review arcs and all that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to review all of them. And let me tell you, I ain't got to get all of them. It's not that easy. Someone's got to pay me to give you the most authentic kind of review, but I ain't giving you that. It ain't that, okay? I can't do it Akiway. I just can't give you like all the arcs in one video, and I can't afford to actually have any like top tier like One Piece fan that is like famous. Like I guess they're like a famous One Piece fan because there's definitely well known. Okay, I know Aishu Speeds is watching this, but maybe not. But the thing is that I'm not really authentic. I just want to give a quick disclaimer before I talk about Drum Island. I guarantee you there's going to be a moment where I forget because I basically forgot about what Drum Island is. What I do remember, it's an island where we meet Chopper. So the story ideal of like this snowy island that these crews are in, and pretty much discover who they are, especially this one man that actually almost attacked them. And there is this one very momentum scene where this one moment, I mean, where it was definitely a moment where Luffy, you kind of see Luffy is like still a kid in some cases. And you see that Vivi is like, just there trying to help Luffy in a way. But Luffy Luffy's anger, and rightfully so, especially how I think Viv got shot or something like that. And it made sense why Luffy reacted the way he is and why he started something because for some of these certain scenes that are dark and that can trigger something, it makes sense. You kind of see the writing on the walls as things tend to flow by in their habits of actually going to a certain direction that what's gonna go. But it shows that Luffy's definitely still young as a captain, but almost in a way it's a learning moment as he moves on. And pretty much later on, as like some of these moments, I mean, I don't know about the king, the person that runs the kingdom itself, complete a-hole that just decides to eat everything and just ruins eats the buildings, eats the like, what is up with this guy? His steel. And I get the fruit, the what is it, the eat fruit or whatever it is that he ate to actually gain a power of eating whatever you can eat. Like you can eat this table, you can eat this house, a whole entire house. He can eat houses on houses. like freaking breakfast sandwiches and just destroy other people's homes, the family's homes. And you see, this island is definitely struggling to have a doctor. They only have one doctor, and it's this lady that is basically that could have been more relatable than many other old ladies out there. You know who I'm talking to. I don't know if there's any old ladies actually watching my videos. To all you grandmas and the ones that are really in 80 or 70 or 60 or something like that, you strong. You a strong woman. I don't know why you're watching this One Piece review, but I respect that. And especially this one lady that seems to be aka called the witch or something. I forget her real name, but she's the one that happens to be, you know what I like to say? I like to say she's Chopper's grandma. Even though she probably will kill me if I call her grandma. Like, she's like 100 or something like that. She's like past grandma. She's like prime grandma. Okay. I know. Ah, man, I would die if she sees me saying that. But the thing is that there's a lot of like emphasis to family and somehow Chopper's home itself. And also the reason why I put a reindeer is supposed to represent as Chopper, but Chopper's Canadian. That's what I heard. I think I saw a list or something, or someone said it, where Chopper's Canadian. There's some other facts. There's like Nami is Swedish and Luffy's Brazilian, which I just can't bring myself to believe, even though it's kind of like, in some ways, I did actually guess that I guessed Luffy's race a long time ago. I said something like Cuban or Caribbean or Indian and Asian, like South Asian. I'm talking about like Southeast Asian, like Vietnamese or Filipino. I really thought that Luffy was Filipino. I don't know what it is. He just almost like his hair, his skin and stuff. I'm like, damn, Luffy could be like me. I don't know. But him being Brazilian, I refuse to know that. I refuse to believe that Luffy should have been like, Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, Garp, that those Brazilian names? I'm asking a friend. Okay, are those Portuguese names? I'm just asking. Anyways, that's another discussion. But yeah, Drum Island arc, back to it as we, get to Island. It's very nice. Pretty much I'm here to share my thoughts. I keep forgetting about that fact, but I also try to attempt to go into certain tunnels or to give you an authentic review. You know what? I'm gonna just say it to say it, the thoughts and all that, as if you're asking me in the street, like, yo, excuse me, sir, have you seen the Drum Island arc? And I look at you crazy like, boy, get away from me. I'm trying to get my groceries. But also, when I think about the Drum Island arc, it's beautiful. It's kind of like very Christmassy. I don't know if I watched this in the winter, but I felt that season when I actually watched the Drum Island arc and just seeing what's more to actually, believe, to actually, for this kind of like, especially how it's about a reindeer about to join the crew. And let me tell you, Chopper is adorable. Chopper is this young individual where there's so much for him, where he's funny, and also he's a definitely important kind of, important like staple to the crew because of how, not only because he's a doctor, but also he's young and he can carry the crew in a ways where when he grows up, he's going to be something more for the crew, which in the future, like that's something that I seen. And I think, I don't know if this is a spoiler. This is not a spoiler, but I just want to say this. Let me tell you, season, like, what, not season, like 2 year later, Chopper just to me looks younger. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. But but yeah, the arcs itself about, from Chopper to, the Doctor, just to see the, the ambition of what's really going on with for the land. I think, especially how Luffy's dedication. Luffy put himself through a lot. He bleeds a lot, especially during this arc in Alabasta. We're probably getting there, in the next review. But man, climbing up a wall that hard, like there's certain moments where Luffy goes into certain lengths and he's just all of a sudden okay. If that was me, I don't know, I would lose my arms. I would lose my hands, every inch of it. But the sacrifice that Luffy goes through. The thing about Luffy is that there's certain things that he does, and this is not a spoiler to the rest of the episodes, but he does things in the right way. There's a certain bad guy, and Luffy can almost sense if they're bad or not. He can definitely actually sense in a way, like, tell his crewmates, save him. And the crewmates would be like, that's a bad guy. And Luffy is basically like, save him. And there's that certain mentorship of like Luffy, but also he's still a kid. There's still some aspects to him that is still to be learned. But in other ways, like he's a force that is, definitely something that the world needs more than ever. And I think like so many times, Luffy has just proved himself to go over those obstacles, like the freaking obstacle of climbing up to the freaking castle, is insane. Because especially saving his friends and saving Nami. Nami getting sick, I just don't know how that happened. I really don't. But it did. Especially from a little garden. You might see, if it gets there. But it all made sense of what happened to Nami. And also, Vivi actually hiding herself about like being the princess from the king. There's some aspects to it that made sense that I forgot. And also, we got a little something that to see more, especially back from Luffy's point. My point of Luffy, of him being a nature of something that is like something that involves being kind to people and stuff like that. Those aspects, those rhythms that Luffy always falls into, of showing how he's such an amazing captain. And it shows that from helping these like seagulls or something. There was these like seagulls slash like Yetis slash snow monsters, something like that. And it shows those gratitudes of like how many people are just, there with Luffy. Like there's a sense of human kindness through Luffy that really carries the whole entire episode. And his strength and everything, and the powers that be, and especially Vivi's past of like, of that unfortunate moment, like from this corrupt king that smacked down Vivi as a child. And it's like you see Vivi as well, like you see all these characters how their strength is. I mean, even for Zoro as he's suffering in the cold. But many times it's like, there's so many moments where I like, especially how we got to first seeing Chopper, and how Usopp and Luffy mess around with Chopper, and how that's such like a an upcoming moments of just like how their relationship is going to be. And the relationship of the crazy grandmother, the witch, that just all of a sudden like throws them out in some ways, but in a lovable way, I guess. And there's fireworks, and there's just like so many memorable moments where it just felt so Christmassy. It's not a Christmas episode, but man, does it feel like Christmas. The reindeers, the snow, it could easily be one. The fireworks, as it almost pictured as New Year's in a way. I really dig it. I really enjoy this arc itself. Seeing the king and how his history with the corrupt kingdom and the battles, and also how the king itself, like he just munched himself, especially his own crewmates, to actually gain more power. Like it just shows that disgusting kind of like selfishness through the king, and Luffy just slammed him. Like of course he would, because it was like definitely coming out of sorts, like it would make sense. But man, that battle though, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. About to review Alabasta. That's gonna be a beast. And I'm gonna freestyle it. After this one, I'm freestyling it. I'm gonna see what happens, how I'm gonna carry that. I don't know. Like it could go both ways. Under that, I'll see you when I see you. Drum Island. I hope it's called Drum Island Arc. I work on this. I was supposed to put Chopper and stuff like that. I put a reindeer and Canadian. Like it's definitely, I guess it's Canada because it's snowy. Yeah, why not? Just why not? Also, what is up with the towers? Are those like volcanoes or something like that? I guess I didn't pay attention enough because I only saw this like a few months ago. But other than that, I really dig it. It was a vibe. It was a good moment. it was wholesome. And having Chopper, like he's just one of my favorite, just adorable characters. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with Tony Chopper. Other than that, I'll see you when I see you. Love and a peace. One piece.